Most people think you need complicated math to understand investing. Charts, calculators, spreadsheets, and confusing formulas. But there is one tiny mental shortcut that has quietly guided smart investors for centuries. It is called the Rule of 72. It takes only a few seconds to use, requires no calculator, and reveals how powerful or how dangerous a given interest rate truly is over time. Once you know it, you cannot unsee it. At its core, the Rule of 72 is a quick way to estimate how long it takes for your money to double at a given annual rate of return. You take the number 72 and divide it by your interest rate. The result is roughly the number of years required for your money to double. It is not exact, but it is surprisingly close for most everyday situations. This matters because most people struggle to picture what an interest rate actually means in real life. A return of 6% sounds modest. A return of 9% sounds slightly better. But thinking in doubling time changes the perspective instantly. At 6%, your money doubles roughly every 12 years. At 9%, every 8 years. The same percentages start to feel very different in their long-term power. To understand how it really works, picture a small coin growing into a larger one over time. At a 6% return, that coin becomes 2 coins in about 12 years. After another 12 years, 2 becomes 4. 12 more years, 4 becomes 8. The number of doublings, not the size of each doubling, is what makes long-term investing so powerful in the end. Let us look at a simple example. Imagine investing $1,000 at a steady 8% annual return. 72 divided by 8 is 9. That means your money roughly doubles every 9 years. After 9 years, you have around 2,000. After 18 years, 4,000. After 27 years, 8,000. Without adding anything, the original investment quietly grows because of the doublings stacking on top of each other. A common mistake people make is underestimating the power of small differences in rate. The gap between 5% and 10% does not feel huge at first glance. But the Rule of 72 shows that 5% doubles your money about every 14 years, while 10% doubles it about every 7 years. Over a long lifetime, those small rate differences turn into completely different financial outcomes. There is also a hidden risk in not understanding this rule when it comes to debt. Credit cards and personal loans often carry high interest rates. If your card charges around 24% and you only pay the minimum, the unpaid balance can roughly double every 3 years. The same mental shortcut that helps you grow wealth also reveals how fast debt can multiply when you are not watching it closely. A useful way to picture the Rule of 72 is as a pair of glasses. Without them, percentage numbers look flat and similar. With them, those same percentages reveal their true power and danger. The glasses do not change anything in the world. They simply let you see what was always there. Once a finance idea looks like time instead of a percent, the decisions you make tend to improve. A second key idea is that the rule works in both directions. You can use it to estimate how long it takes for your money to double in growth. You can also use it to estimate how long it takes for your money to lose half its buying power because of inflation. If inflation runs around 3%, prices roughly double every 24 years, which means your cash quietly loses about half its strength over that period. A practical example helps. Imagine someone holding a large amount of cash for 30 years without investing it. With inflation around 3%, the rule suggests prices double in about 24 years. So after 30 years, the buying power of that idle cash is significantly weaker. The number on the account stays the same. The world around it changes. The Rule of 72 quietly explains why. Beginners often misunderstand the role of compounding inside this rule. The doublings only happen if you let the money keep growing without taking it out. If you withdraw your earnings every year, the original amount stops compounding. The rule of 72 assumes you leave things alone and let them work. Patience is the secret ingredient. Without it, the formula breaks down quietly. There is also a psychology angle. People often feel that finance is too abstract for daily life. Numbers on screens do not produce strong emotion. But framing returns in terms of doubling time creates a much more vivid mental picture. Knowing that money doubles every 8 or 10 years can suddenly feel motivating. It transforms a percentage into a story, and stories shape behavior more reliably than spreadsheets. A simple practical rule is to mentally check every financial product you consider. If a savings account offers 2%, ask yourself how long it would take to double money there. The answer is roughly 36 years. If a long-term investment historically returns around 7%, that is closer to 10 years per doubling. Just running this small mental check protects you from being impressed by weak rates. There are things to avoid. Do not treat the rule as exact, because it is a fast estimate, not perfect math. Do not assume any product will deliver a steady rate forever, since real returns vary year to year. Do not chase the highest possible rate without considering risk. And do not ignore fees, because they quietly reduce the rate that the rule is calculated on in the first place. A better habit is to use the rule of 72 as a quick filter, not a final answer. When someone offers you a great investment or a loan, do a quick mental calculation. How long would this product double your money or your debt? Does that feel reasonable for your goals and your time horizon? The rule gives you a calm, 2-second sanity check that no marketing material can easily distort. Over the long term, this small mental tool can quietly shape every financial decision you make. It helps you appreciate the patient power of investing. It exposes the dangers of high-rate debt. It gives meaning to inflation. It makes percentages feel like time, and time feel like opportunity. The rule itself is simple. The mindset it builds, once it becomes a habit, is far more valuable than the formula alone. So here is the short version. The rule of 72 is a quick way to estimate how long it takes for money to double at a given interest rate. Divide 72 by the rate. The answer is the approximate number of years. It works for investments. It works for inflation. It works for debt. It is not exact, but it is fast, mental, and surprisingly accurate for most everyday decisions. If you remember nothing else, remember this one trick. Whenever someone mentions a rate, quietly divide 72 by it in your head and see how long money would double or halve under that condition. Use it to evaluate savings accounts, investments, loans, and credit products. None of this requires a calculator. It just requires the habit of converting percentages into time, which is the language your future self truly understands.